I'd like to share with you a few selections from my new book of love poems, If I Were Water and You Were Air. These poems cover 5 decades of life, love, and loss, from Ethiopia to California and finally to Mexico. How Many Loves? Mexico, 2002. How many loves, Senora, she used to say. Oh, many, I would tell her. I was nearly 40 when I married, and I had traveled the world. She had married at 15 and was a mother at 16. By 26, she was a mother of 5. When he drank cerveza, he had beaten her. She had not missed him when he left. No more men, her children had demanded, and she'd agreed, for the young man from El Chante who courted her now was handsome and had money, but was not in her heart. Still, I could see her pining over the tall Arab who hired the men of her pueblo. He neither looked at her nor talked to her, but I imagine that in the dark, Arabian Nights rolled out in her imagination, impossible and foreign. One day, when I returned earlier than expected, I found her asleep on my divan, the iron abandoned on the ironing board, a Mexican novella rolling out of the television into the eyeless air. What futile dreams superseded all these vicarious heartaches? What magnolia-scented air slumbered heavy in the hot layers of her sleep? How many loves, she had asked me on the road home from Guadalajara? Oh, many loves, I told her. I was nearly 40 when I married, and I had traveled the world. New World Miracle, Lalibela, Ethiopia, 1973. Black tiger in safari jacket, you told me hyenas in the hills would attack the mule if I tried to ride alone from the lowland landing field to Lalibela. By sunset, we had reached the high plateaus, sheep crying miles away, shepherds calling mile on mile. In this high air heard from mountaintop to mountaintop, from valley lifting to plateaus above, you admitted the hyenas were a lie, took my picture, tucked my camera in your pocket, pulled me up to you, and there was no resistance in this air. I was enamored of the falling sun, the cries of shepherds, your hair, your jacket, your clean mouth, white teeth, and wonderful tall rest of you. I had always needed to feel like this, giddy. Your kiss pulled me in, then ricocheted to valley, under valley, under valley, always something under something else. We were at the edges of the world. We were at its cracking rims, and I can believe in you standing on the rifted rock above the canyons. Still, I can't imagine you in the valley, deeper in the valley than the valley floor. I can't imagine you dusted hair, eyes closed by clods, growing trees from your navel, pomegranates from your fingernails. When you touched me, I grew. Then I grew too far. But nothing since has touched your warm, your brown, your hands, your mouth. Where you touched, nothing since has quite touched. In your country where names are only words strung together, your name, Andualam Tamarat, meaning first world miracle. You could have come with me to grow invisible in California. Instead, you died in futile revolution, seeding painful memories. Remember how you used to climb out of my dining room window into the backyard compound to pick orange waxy blossoms from the pomegranate tree? How you used to tuck them in my hair? Exchanging Words, West Los Angeles, California, 1985. During an unusual cold snap on stage at a Santa Monica coffee house, you and your ex shared breaking up poetry so raw, so blunt, that the air around you ignited, drawing that motley coffee house crowd closer as though to warm their hands. Afterwards, as you dealt with the crush of women queuing up to audition for a role as your next, I slipped out without speaking. And although months passed by without our meeting, your memory stuck in my mind like the refrain of a favorite song. Our encounter was long overdue that night. I saw you in the crowd gathered to hear the poems I'd grown. And so I changed the poem I'd chosen to share, reading instead one of my own breakup poems that I hoped would draw you in. And thankfully, when my own cue formed after the reading, though you stood back, you did not leave. Perhaps our muses thus conspired to cast a net of words to wrap our separate stories into one. For when at last my friends departed, just you remained, and so that net of words I'd cast thus captured you. After the ceremony, West Los Angeles, 1987. Oh, my dear. Caught in this star-studded cowboy boot world, I love you more than an Oreo cookie, more than bubblegum or a dill pickle. You are a full gas tank and my shoelaces. You are both what keeps me going and what I am reaching out for, my goal and trophy rolled into one. You are my blender and my ironing board, what churns me up and straightens me out. Everything in the world is caught up in you. It is flowering our ordinary world. Zephyrus peanut butter and turgid corned beef hash are surrounded by rosebuds, soaring heavenward in sartorial bliss. The sewing machine is holy and our Dodge van dreamlike. The fanciful and practical are shuffled in our dream world like cards at a poker table. A washcloth and a comb soar heavenward. Bird song becomes a phonograph needle caught in its groove. Verdant is the garden hose, pulsating with a new vibrancy. If I am a tax form, you are my pencil. I am diaphanous in my kitchen apron, a fairy in blue jeans. I could sing an ode to your toothbrush. If I took a measuring stick to our love, the world's breath would be bated, waiting for the result. Birdsong would issue from the tea kettle to chorus the announcement. For oh, my love, our passion is a hammer, a sigh slicing through the problems of the world, the shopping lists, and the crabgrass. Love vaporizes our petty problems, the broken dishwasher and the broken fingernail. I am thy bride, thy fairy princess, your pencil sharpener, the trimmer of your wick, the cooker of your sausage. My dear, I am turgid in thy love. You are what wrenches my heart and nails shut the door of every misgiving I might have had. You are mustard to my sauerkraut, pastrami to my rye. Love in a Ziploc bag might seem less fairy-like, blander than white bread and more Sunday school than magical, but you are my big zucchini, my Dove bar and my orange crush, and I am forever thy camellia and thy rose. Remember me under lindens, my footsteps filled with magnolia petals and my cookpot full of stardust. Heaven resides in our walk-up flat, my dear, and I pulsate every day with the memory of that honeymoon, which was only our penultimate dream, leading up to the chock-a-block stuffed turkey with all the trimmings, overflowing Christmas stocking, burst balloon filled with confetti, blissful rest of that conjoined life that with every morning alarm clock will spill over us again like a freshly split piñata. Long Weekend, Boulder Creek, California, 1987. Her shoes on the floor next to the pot-bellied stove do not have holes in them, as her father said, but rather triangles and rectangles, and everyone is wearing them, laced up to below the ankle. Her friend Marjorie has pink ones, and Cheryl has a white pair. Even my new stepdaughter's real mother has shoes like this. Her used Band-Aid lies in fetal position on the bathroom floor. her hair twister on the kitchen counter, along with a handful of pens she grabbed from my desk and then abandoned. Her clothes like crumbs of her scattered down the hall. She is asleep in the loft of my study, in the nest she has chosen for a place to stash herself, along with those collected objects of my past that have captured her fancy as she helped with our unpacking of boxes. With them, she has created a little world within our world, a painted blown egg from the Tucson Street Fair, assorted brushes and antique hair rollers, hair combs I bought in Peking, African baskets to put them in, a beach chair, a sheepskin rug, and her stuffed dog. As I steal into my study to look for my one remaining pen, I hear her gentle snores from the loft at the top of the ladder attached to the wall beside my desk. My new daughter, with us for our first weekend as we open boxes in our new house. The bouquet of wildflowers on the bookcase, California poppies, creeping jenny, sprays of honeysuckle. She has learned all their names, along with moss roses, aloe vera, and lobelia, collecting them in her sorties out to the deck to scare away the jays, feed peanuts to the squirrels. She loves this house and wanted to unpack one more box before bedtime, my bathroom box that held handy hair rubbers and the tiny Chinese combs, both of them speedily added to her purloined collection. She calls me Mom, her knee sticking through her Christmas tights. She is a girl I can't keep together, already a hole in the turquoise top we bought together yesterday, 4 tops, 4 pairs of tights, and a pink jacket. Socks, next visit. When she leaves to go back home, I plant dahlias and purple salvia. I find the hidden box of toothbrush, toothpaste, and acne medicine she has secreted in her loft above, as though staking her claim. I find cups to put them in, put them on the counter in the bathroom next to ours. Empty Studio, Boulder Creek, California, 2001. I smell your scent of wood, your sweat with the bouquet of bronze. Remember the finger you sacrificed to impetuosity and art. Finally, the world fed all of you to the blade, our severance as final as one of your straight, sure cuts, making you into a memory I follow one step at a time, my passing visible through stone dust and wood shavings on the floor. This is how you and I create patterns even after you are gone, from remembrances as fragmented as what you left behind when you created art. Stone chips, sawdust, pebbled glass, curls of metal, and winged shards of paper. My footprints pushing them farther apart each time I pass through, leaving more of me and less of you. Snap. Reflections from Mexico, 2008. You flavor my memory with common tastes, spam and corned beef hash. You wanted to be the common man, but you were anything but. The bold aggression and the subtle feminine sweep of what you formed, your hands never clumsy as they sculpted wood and stone, metal bent and melted into beauty at your touch, and colors lifted the wings you gave them. I floated also, too independent to be formed by you, but still uplifted, that a man like you could love me. It validated something in me, those hard choices I had made because I listened to something vivid in myself I had not yet found a name for. Dreams taught me, and synchronicity. I had always wanted to be a wanderer, to try to quench those yearnings that had haunted my daydreams since I was a child. I cut the ties that bound and wandered west to find you, stable man pinned by your wings to obligation all your life. Instead of pinning you down, I wandered with you. The gypsy life of making and selling art, the easy camaraderie of that circus life, The vans and wagons circling every weekend in a different convention center parking lot. Nights pulled into the woods or by the ocean. Short nights in transit parked in neighborhoods where we'd be gone by 6. The song of tires on the pavement as you pulled quickly off the road to lug a dead tree or a well-formed boulder into the van, or to engineer its route up to the roof. So we returned home as heavily laden as we had departed, bowed under by the fresh makings of art. The texture of our home life was silver dust and wood curls. Its sounds were the stone saw and the drills and polishers. The heat of the kiln hours after it had lost its art. The fine storm spray of the sandblaster, the whine of drills and whirling dervish of the lathe. The smell of resin, redwood, stone dust, paint. The sharp bite of metal. The warm bread smell of cooling fired clay. Every bit of my life was flavored by what you loved, what I loved too. Our interests merging so completely that for a while we had no separate lives, but one life welded end to end. These remembrances flutter into my mind like hidden lists blown off tall shelves. That life is now a scrapbook of the past with certain photos plucked out to be tucked under bedroom mirror rims or carried in wallets. Snap, you put yourself into my mind. Snap, another memory follows, and I am an old woman replaying her life. Snap, snap, the creak of the tortilla machine across the street in the early hours. The loud rush of the surf, the rattling startup of a motorcycle, the raspberry seed between my teeth, the scent of the dog's bath still on my hands, sand gritting the sheets, and art projects taking over every surface. Snap, I am me thrust forward into the rest of my life. Mismatched Hearts. The Internet, 2013. I've overdosed on Tinder, declaring it a bomb. I'm through with OkCupid and over Match.com. In 14 introductions, not one has turned out kissable. If I had to rate them, I'd rate each date as missable. Fatuous or condescending, under or overdressed, each one I have been matched to has left me unimpressed. No plangent love bells have rung out. No lover has been gettable. One theme that's been repetitive is that they're all forgettable. But then, In His Mother's Chair, Missouri, 2016. I sit rocking in his mother's chair, pull the handle, raise the footrest, stilling movement. He sleeps in a nearby room, dreaming his dreams as I dream hers. That boy she held onto until birth was lost to her in his youth. He cannot say exactly when or why, some fierce determination of hers that sought to cancel his, or some usurpation of his power that made him struggle all his life to find it on his own. He is not a young man anymore, nor even a middle-aged man. He keeps her picture on his sofa table, a picture of them all. The ones who caused his vow to never have a family of his own remain his only family. That irony. Though he lives in their house, memories of them exist somewhere outside his heart. How can we understand the mysteries of love and hate, as tangled as they are? I have been a guest here now for weeks, living with him in these family rooms, his drawers and cupboards full of what remains of long-gone parents and a sister with a childless marriage of her own. Right now, past midnight, I sit in his mother's chair as he lies sleeping in the other room, and I do not know, as she once did not, what he dreams. The Place, San Juan Cosala, Mexico, 2023. This year, all of the hard-to-reach places, difficult situations, and difficult people are falling away, and I'm letting them. I need an easier place for my heart, some gentler place where my heart fits. Meanwhile, I've been misplacing everything, and now it seems that it's my heart that I can't find. Knowing myself, I'm sure that I will never find it by looking, but instead must wait until I chance upon it, in some spot where I would never think to look. Some place where it has been placed absent-mindedly to free my hands for other tasks, or perhaps some place where a part of me kind to myself knew it would be safe while I was not in need of it. So I'm not looking for my heart. Instead, I'm trying to prepare a new place for it, so that if I ever find my heart again, it will have a spot that it fits into just right. A spot with hands that reach out to draw it in. A warm spot and cushioned, away from careless elbows extended just right for knocking hearts off ledges. The place for my heart will not be a high place, no careless place that earthquakes could spill it from. It will not be a low place too near toes that might stumble over a heart brought low. It will not be a place in direct sunlight that might fade a heart away. This place I find for my heart will be a handy place, a place I don't have to think about twice. A dependable place like the door of my refrigerator, grocery list, dentist appointments, art openings, family pictures, and my heart. Here in this busy, much-used place near food and ice water, near everything necessary. A place like that is where my heart will want to go once I get it back again from wherever it has fallen or been kicked to or hidden. I am admitting that I've lost my heart, and I'm waiting for it to speak to me in a whisper, perhaps at midnight, or maybe it will shout to me over the swelling music of a video tearjerker. Maybe it is growing. Maybe it has outgrown me and my house and is running in the woods near midnight with the neighborhood dogs. Maybe it has always wanted to join the pack, to bay at the moon, to be free of my rules and my schedules. Maybe my heart still wants to be free and I won't get it back. Heartless, they will call me, until I run away to find my heart, hear it bang and lope after it, running under tall trees in a full moon to join the wild pack sipping from the rushing river, with their moon shadows falling under them. Maybe my heart is wanting to be followed. Maybe it is my heart I hear when I think I hear coyotes. Maybe it is my heart I hear in the croaking of frogs. Maybe it is my heart tap-tap-tapping on the window glass. Maybe it is my heart walking across the rooftop. Maybe it is my heart howling in the treetops, in the 2 long rumbles of thunder, in the 3-minute violence of hail. Maybe it is my heart in the rustle of the aspens, in the weeping of the loon. Maybe it is my heart in the quiet undulations of the reservoir, splitting the water with the paddle, reflected in the breast of the waves. Maybe my heart has found its own place and has returned to look for me. Maybe my heart is composing a poem about losing its body. Maybe it has a plan for where to put us both. Maybe I need to go into the night, to listen harder for its echo, listen harder for its call, to search for the heart I will barely even recognize. Let it grab onto me and pull me after it. Or maybe in a whisper, probably at night while I am sleeping, my heart will come into my dream to tell me that while I've been building a place where it will fit, it has grown so large that it no longer fits inside of anything. And then, maybe, my heart will open its arms and welcome me in.